Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Fernandez from White Belt, and I'm going to talk to you today about what might be missing from your core training if you feel like you're not really satisfied with the results that you're making, or you're just bored with the exercises that you're doing. So a massive missing piece in a lot of people's core training is higher intensity work. If you think about what the most common and the most popular exercises are that you'll see people doing in the gym when they're doing their core training, it's what? Sit-ups, crunches, planks, Russian twists where they go side to side. Lots of exercises that you can probably do for upwards of 50 reps, if not upwards of 100 reps, or you're holding, a plank for maybe 2 minutes at a time or something like that, plus or minus. And what this is all doing is we're training a lot of muscular endurance, anything that's kind of longer in duration. If you wanted to build bigger biceps, for example, you wouldn't be grabbing little 1 kilo weight dumbbells and be doing hundreds and hundreds of reps like that. You grab a heavier weight and you do a more challenging variation of that exercise. And core training is no different. It's still muscles. And what people are lacking is the awareness of what are some more high intensity core movements that you can do. And in skill-based strength training, there's an excellent alternative to your muscular endurance stuff, which is the dragon flag. Now, you might have seen this one before. It was made popular by Bruce Lee. If I chuck you down over here, get my beautiful camera set up. Boom. A full dragon flag looks like so. You grab onto a rig of some description and you lower yourself down. And you come back up like that without your hips touching the floor. Now, what you're doing when you're training a movement like that is you're putting your body, because the lever is so far away from you, your leg is so much further away from your torso, it's creating a lot of pressure on the end of that lever. And that's requiring your abs to work much, much, much harder to produce so much more force in just a single rep than it would be doing a ton of crunches. So this is going to recruit higher threshold motor units. It's going to the kind of bigger muscle fibers. They're going to contribute to much more size in your abs as well. Also build a lot more strength. When we do movements like this, we're not just building that endurance. So how do we start training for the dragon flag? Any kind of bodyweight lever work where we're basically increasing the difficulty by increasing the length or the distance of our limbs away from our kind of center of mass. We want to think about that shorter lever means easier and longer means harder. That means that the full dragon flag with your body nice and straight is going to be the most difficult variation, or a tuck to begin with is where you want to start out. So we can start by kicking up to the top. This is the position where we're nice and weightless. It's going to be nice and easy. And we start by coming down with tucked knees. All the way down. Hips stay off the floor the whole time, and then pushing back up. The biggest key with dragon flag training is you never want to start to crunch your knees in. You want to lock the distance between your knees and your head and keep that the entire time. So instead of crunching in like so and rolling our spine up, we want to push the hips straight up to the sky. That's the most important thing. If you find yourself rushing further ahead and kind of trying to do a variation that's too difficult for you, you'll notice that you start to need to swing those legs up or swing those knees up, and you're not getting that same isometric contraction of holding the abs at the same length and pushing your hips up to the sky. So, one more time for the tuck. Start up the top, lower down, and then push the hips straight up to the sky. Now, once we've got our tuck down, you can go into the advanced tuck, which is going to move from here and open this up a little bit. You'll already find this is going to be a lot harder. You're going to feel a much greater stretch on the abdominals through here, especially down the bottom. That's why it's so important that we don't touch our hips down, because when we're here just off the ground, that's the point of greatest tension, and this is where you're doing the most good work. Once you got that advanced tuck, you can move to your one leg. This knee is pulling into your chest, and this other one is leading with the heel. Try not to be piked in the hip like that. We really want to make sure that we're open the whole time. And once you've done that, you can move to your straddle variation. Before finally making it to the full thing. Now, if you even give one of those variations a shot, you can still do your other endurance core training. There's nothing wrong with that by any means, but it is great to start to introduce some high intensity work to your core training if you're serious about getting results that are going to transfer to other activities, that are going to give you slightly more size and definition in your abs, and also just having a great time by learning cool shit like that. So guys, drop me a comment if you have any questions on how to learn this one, and I'll catch you in the next video.